And somewhat continuing the previous topic and citing Politico, former Ukraine Foreign Minister Dmytro Kuleba has no hope that the US President-elect Donald Trump can broker a peace deal. In a wide-ranging and quite pessimistic interview with Politico, Kuleba insisted that Russian dictator Vladimir Putin was in no mood to strike a deal and said Trump instead risked collapsing Ukrainian front lines if the new US administration starved Kyiv of weapons.
Putin still believes he can snuff out Ukrainian statehood and crush Ukraine as an independent democracy, and he thinks he's one step away from exposing the West as weak. Ukraine is a personal obsession for Putin, but crushing Ukraine is also a means to accomplish his grand goal: to show the world how the West is incapable of defending itself or what it stands for. Dmytro Kuleba, former Minister of Foreign Affairs of Ukraine.
Kuleba also questioned the resolve of Ukraine's Western partners, particularly Germany, which waits early elections, and noted that while Russia has managed to find allies such as North Korea to send troops in Ukraine, Kyiv's allies have been inconsistent and unreliable on arms support. And we as Ukrainian media maybe have to take the responsibility for that just as well, as it is our fault that half of the American nation repeats the as stupid as it is false Russian propagandistic narrative that the US spends too much money for Ukraine. This is all lies. All those billions in military actually do exist only in paper, with not more than 20% actually released in favor of Ukraine. Proof? Firstly, if otherwise, with all the money and all the weapons promised, Ukrainian armed forces would have been in Moscow by now. And secondly, all of the American aid, 90% of it, is specifically aimed at purchasing American weapons. It has been carved in stone between the United States and Ukraine, so all of the money paid by American taxpayers is reinvested back into America. Moreover, this money were borrowed by Ukraine. It is no joke, it is not for free. Ukraine borrows the aid. What do you call a deal when you lend money to someone who not only has to invest it into your homeland business, but then pay an interest on it and return it? So be sure all these billions are not spent in vain in Ukraine, but it is literally without any shadow of a doubt a best deal ever done by America, at least by that parts of America that have mastered the basics of arithmetics. And those actually understanding the real danger of Soviet Russia spreading its post-communist disease in Europe now are doing their best to explain it to these who have not mastered it, what and who Ukraine is fighting for.
Is this: Ukraine is fighting for us. It's not just fighting for itself, it's fighting for us, because what we've said from the start, and the reason so many countries are involved in Ukraine's defense, is because the aggression being committed by Russia is not only an aggression against Ukraine and its people, it's an aggression against the very principles that are at the heart of the international system and that are necessary for trying to maintain peace and stability. The notions that are at the heart of the United Nations Charter: sovereignty, independence, territorial integrity. And we know, and these more than 50 countries supporting Ukraine know, that if we let this go with impunity in one place, the message to would-be aggressors anywhere and everywhere is that it's open season. And that's a recipe for a world of conflict. And that's not a world that's in the interest of the United States or anyone else. So standing for Ukraine is, I believe, an important national interest. And that national interest is in making sure that we don't have a world of conflict, that we uphold international law. We uphold the system that is our best way of guaranteeing that there won't be war and that we can maintain peace and stability.
Well, amen to that, and nothing to add here, actually. Well, maybe just one thing. Learn arithmetics.